Third person point of view is going to review Iron Man 2.
With
Robert Downey Jr.
and
Mickey Rourke.
And
Scarlett Johansson.
And
Gwyneth Paltrow.
And
Don Cheadle.
And
Jon Favreau.
God, do you know the whole cast off by heart?
Written by Justin Theroux.
Oh,
Directed by Jon Favreau.
Oh yes, Jon Favreau. An interesting little guy, isn't he? Why don't you tell us a little bit what this movie is about?
This movie picks up where kind of a little bit later after Iron Man 1 ends. And Iron Man has become a celebrity.
Yeah. He was already pretty well known though, right?
Yeah, he was. He was kind of a rock star.
He was kind of like...
Well, he was. He is.
It's kind of like Batman.
Yes, Marvel's answer to Batman, kind of.
Yeah, he's
That's
rich.
the billionaire
and
superhero.
He knows something about guns and engineering.
Yes, weapons.
Weapons. He knows about weapons and technology. I don't.
But he has a different intention this time around. He's more of a peacekeeper.
Yeah.
At first.
I don't know if he was really ever a peacekeeper as much as he was just make sure I don't get killed. Is what it felt like. His character was just like did everything so he didn't die.
And then he was overrun by arrogance.
Yeah. I don't know. He
So let's get into this movie then.
Whew. All right.
Should we start off by saying it's been a long time since you liked a superhero movie.
It has been a very long time.
I'm not counting Kick-Ass.
Well, no. It's Kick-Ass was good, but not great.
But
this was interesting for me because I only ever saw half of Iron Man, the first one, and
the origin story kind of bored you.
The origin story was really boring. So I was excited to maybe see the second half of the movie in Iron Man 2 because I really didn't care what happened to the rest of the first half. So finally he got his fucking suit and and I don't know what else happened.
He acts a fool.
Yeah, he gets drunk a lot.
And Don Cheadle says, "Hey, I want a suit." Because everybody wants a suit. I left out Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell basically plays the villain. He almost plays like he's almost acting like Gary Oldman from The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Like Commissioner Gordon almost.
Yeah.
And he's a rival weapons manufacturing CEO or just genius. I guess in this world, if you know how to make weapons, you just run around like a madman. And you're the only one that can invent it. Like, it's no team of scientists, it's just you're the guy.
I know, and apparently if you know how to make weapons, you can be a race car driver, too. Like, there was really, like, a lot of things I didn't understand about, like, I mean, I understand why they'd be good effects for a superhero movie, and they were good effects for a superhero movie. I'm not going to diss out on the effects because they were good. I liked them.
Yeah.
But I want to say one thing about it is towards the end of it when is it Don Cheadle?
Yeah.
And Iron Man or whatever, when they're both in the suit, they realize that they have the power by crossing their beams, just like in Ghostbusters.
The ending when they kill Mickey Rourke.
Yeah. Like it was Ghostbusters. It was like all of a sudden it was like, what? Okay, now we got two guys in a suit. What do we do when they have power to kill each other? And it's like, oh, let's cross the beams like they did in Ghostbusters. So whoever decided that was obviously was watching Ghostbusters a little too much.
I could see that. My problem with comic book movies is, I don't know. I lose the dramatic effect of the action because I know the hero's not going to die. Like, if you watch a normal movie, that possibility is there.
Nah, I think maybe, but I think that superhero movies have desensitized you to seeing that lead character die, and people get shocked when that lead character dies now. Because you see so much of the lead character doesn't die.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you're just expecting maybe a little too much. Like, I watch a movie now, and I automatically assume if you are the lead character, there's nothing's gonna kill you. You're gonna survive to the end.
But there's other things in... Like, Sin City is a good example. How some character stories are wrapped up in, heroes die.
Yeah, and this just seemed like this was just an advertisement for other
Toys?
other movies coming out for Marvel.
Well, yeah, that's the subplot throughout it was the Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And having Samuel L. Jackson recruiting Iron Man. It was really blunt in this movie that they're kind of gear all these scripts towards making that Avenger movie possible.
So what did you think about the Scarlett Johansson fight scenes? What did
I didn't make as many calculated observations as you had, but I thought it was really just out of place. Like her whole character just coming in and just doing the action bits was just like superfluous.
It was, to me, it looked like Entrapment crossed the Matrix.
Yeah.
Because
the way they filmed it.
The way they filmed it, it was a lot of her up and down, up and down. And I mean, not even really good. There wasn't even really that good of ass shots or anything, but it was just a lot of her.
No, it was a lot of her coming up into frame.
Yeah, coming up into frame with her hair flowing. Yeah. And for the longest time, I really felt like I was just watching a hair commercial.
Yeah,
and you even said, said before I had mentioned anything about the hair, you were like, well, her hair was good. And I was like, yeah, exactly. It was the only thing that you really noticed about the whole...
Instead of showing TNA, they showed hair.
Yeah, and it was like really... And it was slow motion, and it was just really like...
Had a lot of volume to it.
Yeah, it was just like finesse. Yeah. Like it was a finesse commercial. And it was just like, I don't know if...
Or whichever company she's repping.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just really bizarre. And then, and like you don't ever, and then the parts, like I don't know, like because you've been making me watch a lot of different fight scenes, like especially like Asian fight scenes and other stuff. So it's like when I see a fight scene now, especially for a superhero one, I mean, you had that little kid in Kick-Ass doing amazing stunts, and you have Scarlett Johansson just popping her head up in frame, and it's like I really expect her to do more at this point because a lot of people really love her, and she does well and stuff, and so I really want to see, well, like, is she really that good, or is she just, she's got nice, that people are just, like, looking at her.
Yeah. I think my second biggest question going in, besides whether this is going to be an entertaining movie, is whether Scarlett Johansson is going to do something that puts her on, like, in my good favor, like, again, because it's been a long time since she's done something that I've liked.
Yeah, like a lot of people, the last thing you hear is like Lost in Translation.
Yeah, they say, oh, I like Scarlett Johansson so much, and like, well, what is she in that you like? And it's Lost in Translation, like.
And she's done like tons of other movies that
and decent stuff, but just nothing that's really stood out.
What was the one where they all had to wear the? Was that her?
Yeah, she did a period piece recently.
No, not the period. It's when they were all like in the future or something, and they were in the suits, and there was like some stupid guy with the lead guy.
Could you describe this movie for me again? So, it's in the future, they're wearing suits, and there's a stupid guy. Yeah, it's like they wake up
and they're all like numbers, like what's that sort of sci-fi, it was like a sci-fi sort of thing, and they woke up and they were all living in this like, I don't know, like this underground, I always feel like it's an underground commune, but it could be like, or it could be above ground and in outer space, and they all wear suits, and it was kind of...
Are you thinking about The Island?
Maybe. Is Scarlett Johansson in that
I think she's in that with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And
that's a good movie. Yeah. She does well in that.
Do you know who directs that?
I don't care because I'll probably hate it. Who?
Michael Bay.
Oh. Anyways, but that was an alright movie that she did. That you never hear people.
I thought that was really odd because I think. Doesn't Ewan McGregor have two accents in that movie?
It's fucked up. It's a shitty movie. It's not a good movie, but she's a good. But in
Repo Man, when I try to explain the science fiction movies that Repo Man has ripped off, it touched on things that the Island touched on because the Island ripped off other things. Yeah. That's where.
But I didn't see the other things to know that the Island was ripping off. Anyways, the point is
Scarlett Johansson's career. I was just wondering if we were going to see something really interesting.
I liked Scarlett Johansson in that.
She didn't do anything bad. She was kind of flat in this.
Yeah, she wasn't.
Like,
she had really good hair in this movie.
I liked her better in The Spirit, but I like The Spirit.
Make sure you get that in there for all of us, all three of you.
So, what are we going to give this?
Oh my god, fuck. I don't know.
I give it a rental. It's worth seeing.
It's a rental.
And matinee is worth it.
No.
Because it's a summer blockbuster and nothing's out right now.
Okay.
Don't rush to see it.
If you like to see action-packed weird stuff that doesn't make sense.
It's a full price then.
For you, you would like it. If you like comic book movies, you might not like it as much.
You might be a little more jaded.
Like us.